Hey everybody! So today I'm going to answer a question that since I moved here, I have gotten, not literally, I guess I have to say figuratively, but it feels like literally a million times. It's kind of the go-to question when you come here. And it goes something like this. Hey, what do you do? Well, I'm a teacher. Oh, really? Public school or private school? Like, hey, Hagwon. Oh, I work for a public school. Oh, really? That's cool. So tell me. This is the kicker. Okay, ready? So tell me, why Korea? Okay, so that's a loaded question, right? Um, and you will get it from every single person that you meet here. Doesn't matter if they're foreigner, doesn't matter if they're Korean, doesn't matter if they're Italian, you're going to get this question. So if you want to know my answer, here's the short version. I I love Korea. It's weird because I loved Korea before I even got here. I was introduced to K-pop through a friend a long time ago, I guess maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and so I started watching the videos and listening to the music, and then that kind of led into the K-dramas. And I just realized that I really, really think that Korean pop culture is fascinating. And after listening to the language long enough, I realized I'd really love to learn the language. And then I ended up, my degree's in advertising, and I ended up having a professor who is from South Korea, really cool guy. And he kind of helped me into the process of looking into teaching here. So when I basically found out that I was in love with the culture, that I thought the language was really, really interesting, that I could teach here, which is in a fairly lucrative kind of way, um, I knew that I had to come here. And I also managed to get my hands on things like kimchi and things like that. There was actually a Korean/Asian market very, very close to my university. So I'd go there and I'd just like buy, like the most random things. Like I would just pick something off the shelf and be like, this looks good. And I would buy it and I just go home and eat it and see if I liked it. That's how I got kimchi. I ended up joining the Korean Student Association at my university. And they were all really, really sweet about it. I just walked up to, we were having like a organizational fair, and I walked up to them and I basically asked, I was like, look, I know I'm not Korean, but I love K-pop and I love K-dramas. Can I join? And they were like, yeah, sure, of course. So I joined that and hung out with them for a while, and they were all the sweetest people and really funny and really cool. So that's kind of what got me into wanting to teach here. And then I also started substitute teaching. Ooh, strange word. Anyway, teaching, and I realized I actually really like teaching too. So that's why I'm here, basically. Also because I want to travel, and instead of traveling and losing money, I'm actually able to travel and make money, or at least break even, which is awesome. um, as for Korea versus China or Japan, because I've gotten that question a lot as well. The language, first and foremost. I'm not particularly fond of the way Chinese sounds. And I know that Chinese is an extremely useful language, especially considering the position that China has in world affairs. But I just don't. I don't like listening to Chinese. And Japan scares me. I'm not gonna lie. And my little sister loves Japan. My brother, loves Japan. And I used to love Japan too when I was like 14 and really into manga and anime and stuff. But since then, I've kind of grown out of it, and I just love K dramas and K-pop so much more than, for example, J-pop, which is just a little bit terrifying. Yeah. Not to mention, there's also the cost of living. Now, I heard that the cost of living here is really low. That's a lie. Flat out, that is a lie. But it's about even. It's about the same. I would say, like, I pay about the same here as I would pay for back home, with the exception of eating out. It's a little bit cheaper, but really not by that much. It is cheaper though. But the cost of living is perfectly reasonable. The pay is perfectly reasonable. Korea is a very, very safe country as well. And then, of course, my natural interests in Korea versus Japan or China all kind of brought me here, as opposed to, you know, somewhere else? And the other question that I get, and I love this question, they look at me with complete seriousness. I've been here for about 3 months, literally. And everybody will look at me and they'll say, so how long do you plan on staying? Like I have an answer to that. Like, what do you mean, how long? And then they go, do you plan on staying forever? Like, would you consider moving here? And I'm like, look, guys, I've lived here for 3 months. Like, I don't know. I will say that I love Korea, that I think it's great here, even after living here for a little while. I felt a little bit of homesickness, but it's really not that bad, and I freaking love it here. Yes, I would consider renewing my contract. Yes, I would consider staying here for longer periods of time, but I really just don't know for sure. You know, like, it's, how can you ask somebody that question? Like, do you plan on living here forever after being here for 3 months? Yes, I do. What kind of a question is that? Like, so you're gonna get that one. And also in general, Korea, like, they have no problem asking you very, very personal questions. So you're gonna get, what's your religion? You're gonna get, do you have a boyfriend? You're definitely gonna get that one. And you're gonna get other random questions that normally in the States would be extremely personal. I've gotten, what's your height? What's your weight? I've gotten, what's your sexual orientation? Like, I've gotten all those questions, like, really, really fast from people that I have just met. And you just kind of have to be ready for it. Especially the religious question, that one can get a little awkward. But for the most part, what's your political affiliation? For the most part, though, I think they ask the questions, but they don't really judge you based on the answer. As long as you're not, like, spiky about it, as long as you don't turn into an ice queen as soon as they ask that question, they're pretty okay with whatever answer you give them, unless you're like, I'm from the Church of Satan! In which case, even I might be a little like, are you now? So, within reason, if you're like, oh, I'm agnostic, oh, I'm atheist, oh, I'm Christian, oh, I've been Baptist my entire life, and I'm super, you know, into that, pretty much any answer will do, and nobody really messes with you about it, but you're gonna get it. So just be prepared. But that's pretty much it for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If yes, then like it. If not, then get lost. And look for the next one. I have no idea when it's going to be. I have no idea what it's going to be about, but I'm sure it'll be remarkably entertaining. Remarkably. Just like a masterpiece. Probably not. But yeah, okay. I'll see you guys later.